Guys, it's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I want to give you guys my current take on Oracle and Walmart stock from both a technical and fundamental perspective to hopefully give you guys some insight as to whether or not you should consider investing in these names for yourself. As always, we'll go over each topic that we're going to be discussing and then we'll dive into each one individually. In front of us, we will of course be taking a look at both Oracle and Walmart on TradingView. I will give you guys my technical analysis on these two, but more importantly, we will take a look at this deal surrounding TikTok. All right, so Oracle to take 12.5% stake in TikTok Global, Walmart to get 7.5%. We will go over a few articles discussing percentages. We'll talk about the valuation and we'll just cover this deal because obviously this deal is the biggest thing for both these stocks at the current moment. With TikTok deal, Walmart could gain a front row seat to the next generation of consumers. This is an article we will just touch on a few key points that talk about why this deal is so important for Walmart, and I agree with this 100%. I'm significantly more bullish on Walmart through this deal than Oracle, and we will go into why. And then we'll close it out as far as articles are concerned, talking about the downside, the potential downside, I should say, of this deal. So this deal is still in progress. It is still developing. Nothing is set in stone yet, and there are still some hurdles that need to be jumped through, so we will close it out with that. As always, before we get into it, I will ask you guys to please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. All right, so we will, if you guys have been around here, you know the deal. We have to cover fundamentals first, but trust me, we will take a look at both Oracle and Walmart after these articles. So Oracle to take 12.5% stake, we just said that, in TikTok Global, Walmart to get 7.5%. So Oracle, not majority owner, which we will get into here, but Oracle will own more than Walmart, both still a pretty significant stake. So TikTok Global, this new entity, is being valued at $60 billion roughly, so keep that in mind as well. We will just go over a few highlights here. Oracle said it will take a 12.5% stake in the new TikTok Global, a US-based entity formed from the Trump administration's demand that ByteDance, the popular video app's Chinese parent company, divest TikTok's US operations to American owners. Walmart's investment will give it a 7.5% stake in TikTok Global. Under the partnership with the video app community, the retailing giant will bring its omni-channel retail capabilities, including its Walmart.com assortment, e-commerce marketplace, fulfillment, payment, and measurement as a service advertising service measurement as a service advertising service to TikTok, Walmart said. TikTok Global will be majority owned by American investors, including Oracle, Walmart, and 4 VC firms, which are each existing ByteDance investors: Sequoia International Group, General Atlantic, Sequoia Capital, and Coatue Management. Please correct me if I'm wrong on that. I probably am. TikTok Global will be an independent American company with 4 American citizens out of the 5 members on the board of directors. All right, so this kind of gets into it. Obviously, Walmart and Oracle with a 12.5 and 7.5% stake in TikTok Global are by no means majority owners, but you hear that Sequoia, these are venture capitalists. These venture capital firms will own a significant portion of TikTok Global, of this new American entity, which does to make it, there's definitely some ifs involved with this, but it will be majority American owned in that sense. All right. So moving on here, once again, we will talk about, we'll take a look at Oracle just so we can mix it up a little bit. I'll take a look at the Oracle chart and then we'll come back to talk about Walmart, and then we'll look at Walmart's chart. All right. So Oracle is not the most exciting chart to look at. You can see a lot of volume coming on Oracle. Okay. So weirdly, a lot of sell volume. We are looking at these on the daily candles. I'm not going to get on the hourly. I'm not going to get onto those what I believe are weak time frame, or whack time frames, I should say, because I'm looking at the macro picture here. I'm looking at the what the medium to long term potential is of Oracle. All right, so obviously this deal should have short term implications for Oracle, but it's not. Surprisingly, Oracle today, at the time of recording this, which is September 22nd, is down 0.33%. It did spike up yesterday. We saw it come up and retest what this trend line that I drew. So you can see here, Oracle is following a very general trend up, and it is a very safe trend. This is a nice channel. This is a nice upward channel. But I have, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see this. It takes anyone who understands the TA 101 right here, is that this is a solid, this is a solid line of resistance that it's paved over the course of this rally since these lows in March. All right. So it has been following this channel up. It did yesterday decide to come up and test this channel around the $62 region. It is now floating around $60.60. So this stock does not see much volatility, even at its March lows. What did it crash down? So $40 in March. That's pretty significant, but it's not seeing nearly as much volatility for a tech company, for a pretty prominent tech company at that, than many of the other companies within the tech sector right now. All right, so Oracle's market cap is currently sitting at $182 billion. So Oracle is definitely a big company. Again, they are a very legacy company within the tech sector. They're one of the OGs of the tech space. So it's been around for a long time. It's developed itself. It's established itself as a large player, a very large player. $182 billion market cap is no joke. So it is a large company already. Keep in mind, it's 12% of a $60 billion asset is not that much when you compare that to their existing market cap of $182 billion. So that's important to keep in mind as well. That makes me believe that they're even owning 12% of a $60 billion asset, you're not looking at much, right? You're not looking at much in regard, once again, to their existing market cap. So that's why I don't believe Oracle has seen much growth from this. And keep in mind, TikTok Global is not TikTok. It's not the entire company of TikTok. TikTok overall is worth significantly more than $60 billion, that's for sure. So that's important to keep in mind as well. It is hard, even with this deal, to place fair value on what this could actually do for Oracle stock. But again, from a technical perspective, I do think we can see Oracle just bounce around in this channel. I'll just sum this up here. If it does choose to correct, we could see a pullback down here. Say if the deal fails out, if the deal gets scrapped or something completely, which I think is unlikely but possible. If the deal gets scrapped, I think we could see Oracle pull all the way down, and it's likely we'll see it test this lower line of support, which is also a very strong line of support as well. So this line of resistance and this line of support are pretty solid. I can't see them, unless it's to the upside, I can't see it breaking down to the downside below like the $56 region. But if we break above this, then I think we could see a pretty significant boost in Oracle, especially if this deal is 100% sealed. So keep that in mind, you guys. This applies with Walmart as well. To see a significant spike up in regard to this deal, at least, it will take this deal being finalized. So moving on to this, and then we'll take a look at Walmart. So I'll just bring this up here just to get it ready. Walmart's a little more exciting here, and I'm definitely more excited about Walmart as well, which I said earlier. Let's get into why. With TikTok deal, Walmart could gain a front row seat to next generation of consumers. Walmart is expected to take a 7.5% stake in the U.S. operations of TikTok, and its CEO, Doug McMillon, would get a seat on the board of the newly created company. The deal could still get tripped up, however, by government regulators and politicians in the U.S. or China. There's rarely moments where they can engage in such intensely valued platform and really have a front row seat to the next generation of consumers, said Jason Dorsey, president of the Center for Generational Kinetics, who studies Gen Z and millennials. That's what this could potentially give them. So to sum this up, Walmart is a very legacy American company, right? When you think of America, like just legacy OG American companies, Walmart's what comes to mind. It's brick and mortar. It's not innovating, but I would argue there with their new Walmart Plus program, like I think that's the most potential competitor to Amazon. I think they're the only ones who could. I don't think they're going to dethrone Amazon. I do think Amazon has significant first mover advantage in retail, and they've nailed logistics to a T. But I think Walmart does more revenue than any company in America. So that's very important to keep in mind as well. And it's still valued at less than Tesla. Absorb that. So Walmart's market cap, which we'll look at right now, Walmart's market cap at $390 billion is smaller than Tesla, which is at $400 billion. And Walmart does more revenue, not profits, but revenue. Walmart does more revenue. So that's overall cash flow. Once again, that's not profits. I want to get that straight. Does more revenue than any country in the entire United States. That's mind-boggling, and its market cap is only $390 billion. Their PE ratio, which is another thing that makes me believe that Walmart is probably one of the most. Where the heck is it? PE ratio. Why can't I find the freaking? Right there. Sorry about that. So their price to earnings ratio, which dictates fair value of a stock, is at 21 right now. Tesla is at 1,000. I'm sorry I'm using Tesla. That's obviously like a cult, kind of a culty. On the very opposite end of the spectrum is Walmart. So Tesla has a price to earnings ratio, a PE ratio, which once again has been used historically to dictate fair value in a stock based on their earnings, based on their forward potential, has a price to earnings ratio of over 1,000, and Walmart's at 20. And Tesla is worth over $400 billion, and Walmart, although they're like a pinnacle of American industry, is worth $390 billion. So this, I've said this many times, I don't think I've said it in this video yet, but Walmart, in my opinion, is the most of large cap stocks, like talking large cap, like top tier large cap stocks. I think Walmart is currently significantly the most undervalued, especially with their plus program. Again, Walmart has that Walmart Plus, once again, it is the only kind of entity in my mind that could potentially significantly disrupt Amazon Prime. And now they have TikTok there, and like they could have a direct line of access to be TikTok's primary merchant. So if TikTok allows, my lady's huge on TikTok, follow her, Madex Lala, if you haven't heard me shout her out yet, but she would appreciate that. Regardless, she's big on TikTok. They're slowly starting to integrate. That's the only reason I brought this up, is because I know how they're slowly starting to integrate these payment platforms and their ways to pay creators, the ways to integrate shopping into the app. So they are slowly starting to integrate. Like, they're starting to pay their creators. That's huge. They're starting to integrate shopping. They're starting to reach out to creators to try to integrate shopping. And TikTok obviously is the future. There's no, TikTok's not getting rid of it. If it's not out by now in the US, it's not going anywhere. And I do think, although we will close it out with this deal, I do think TikTok will be here to stay, is here to stay, and is probably the most promising single app on the planet right now. And that's very obvious based on just understanding that it's in the pocket of every Gen Zer on earth. All right. So TikTok plus Walmart, once again, I do think this is huge for Walmart. This does give them the advantage, especially if their CEO is on the board of TikTok Global. That's huge. And it just gives them priority if they ever do expand their app, which I think is extremely likely, to shopping. And that just gives Walmart such an advantage in that realm. So that's what makes me bullish on Walmart. I will shout this out right now. If you guys want to know exactly how I'm currently trading this deal, as well as literally every other position in my entire portfolio, please check out my complete portfolio daily newsletter. First link in the description. If once again you're interested in all my exact call options, put options, stock positions, even cryptos if you're into that, literally everything in my portfolio. Along with that, I do send out a newsletter every trading day during market hours, giving you guys my real-time trades, rationalizing my trades, why I made the moves that I did, and give you guys my thoughts on the overall markets in general. All right, so I appreciate it if you check that out. First link in the description if you're interested. If not, no worries. Let's move on and close it out with this article right here. Oracle deal for TikTok in doubt after Trump-China remarks. Mnuchin remains confident Trump will okay deal, sources say, as Chinese owners still have an 80% stake in new company. All right, so this is interesting. So we'll look at this right here. I paused this in this video. Oracle, Walmart, the other U.S. owners, China-based owners, EU-based owners. So you can see here, China-based owners still actually hold, if this deal goes accordingly, if this deal goes through the way it's structured right now, China would own 31% of this entire company. Europe would own 16%. So the U.S. would own a total of what is that, like 43% or something? Yeah. No, sorry, 53%. So the U.S. would own roughly 53% of this new TikTok entity. They would be majority shareholders. So that's a good sign right there. If this, again, if all goes accordingly according to this chart. We'll just read through this and then we'll close it out. Doubts emerged Monday about Oracle's deal to take over TikTok as President Donald Trump said he may still renege on its approval, and the Chinese government signaled reluctance through the state-owned media. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin remains confident that Trump will sign off the transaction, but U.S. national security officials continue to raise concerns that the data of more than 100 million American users would remain in the hands of a Chinese firm. The U.S. officials are bracing for Trump to reject the deal if it becomes obvious that it doesn't meet the criteria that the president himself laid out publicly, they said, speaking on the condition of anonymity. Chiefly, the agreement with Oracle leaves TikTok owner ByteDance as the majority owner of the service, at least until a public offering of the new company created in the deal. Trump said Monday in an interview on Fox News that he wouldn't approve the deal if the Chinese company retains control of the new entity, TikTok Global. For now, Trump has delayed by 1 week an order that would have shut down the TikTok in the U.S. on Sunday. All right, so keep in mind, you guys, I just completely realized I went on that Walmart rant on the fundamentals that I completely forgot to show you guys the technicals. So sorry about that. We will go over that right after this, but I do think that TikTok, I do think that this deal will fall through to some extent. Maybe it's not exactly as it's laid out right now, but I think this deal will get done. I think from the beginning, this is just my opinion. This could be, I'm not stating this as fact. This is just my opinion. I do think that this deal from the very beginning, I don't think Trump was ever truly considering wiping out TikTok. I think he just wanted something out of it. And again, TikTok is, through this deal, they are developing a $5 billion fund for American youth education. That's amazing. That's amazing. And that is something, he feels like he got something out of the deal now. He feels like he was able to eat. He ate from this deal, and I think that it's going to go through. I think if there was a window to ban TikTok, I think it's just too late now. I think the window is closed, and I think no matter what happens, no matter how this deal gets restructured, if it does take some time, I think it's going to go through. And that is something we'll just have to wait to see. So I will keep you guys posted on that, and this is a very exciting deal overall to follow. Let's close it out with, it's so crazy that I forgot this, my bad guys, on this TA of Walmart. So Walmart, I think is looking extremely promising right now, okay? So Walmart, since we saw a significant spike up back in early July, has been printing this beautiful upward kind of like beam-like pattern. So you can see here, this is the top line of resistance, this is the line of support, both pretty solid lines in my mind. You can see this is like a very, this trend is just continuing, and it once again on at the beginning of September did come up and test what proved to be a very solid line of resistance. So Walmart is currently dancing on this line of support, which is extremely bullish in my mind. And again, Walmart's they are expanding on pretty much everything with Walmart Plus. They are disrupting in many other fields that aren't just TikTok. They're moving in the right direction to position themselves as a tech company, as opposed to what they've been for probably over 100 years now, which is just a brick and mortar, like the most boring company on earth. Walmart's getting exciting. Walmart's developing a story, and in a market full of story stocks, in a market full of, I can do this, we're going to do this, we're doing this, kind of void promises, sometimes void, sometimes not. It's a market of stories. And when Walmart is writing such a more compelling story in the land of tech, in this world where tech is trending at a rapid pace, if Walmart is choosing to go down this road and they're adapting, which they are 100%, with Walmart Plus, again, with this deal with TikTok, they're adapting to the times. They're becoming cool. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Walmart to become a cool company, and I think they're on the right track to do that. Again, it will, just from a technical perspective, I do think Walmart could easily come up and retest this upward trend line. That would take it to about, depending, of course, because this is a very steep trend line, depending on when it hits it. So say it hits it by the beginning of October, it would bring it to 160. If it hits it at the end of October, it would bring it to 170. So of course, you guys, these trends, that's just kind of common sense right there. Depending on when it chooses to retest this line of resistance depends on the price point. But I do think that ultimately, even, especially if this TikTok deal is sealed, I think it's very easily, and I think it's very likely that it will, once it come up and retest this line of resistance. Even if not, they still have a lot of other momentum going for them in other sectors. So once again, you guys, with a PE ratio of 21 being smaller than Tesla right now, I think Walmart is the most undervalued stock in this market, and I'm personally very bullish on Walmart. So we'll call it there, guys. Please let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this deal. If you guys are kind of on board with it, I know a lot of people aren't. This is a very controversial I'm stumbling over my words today. Sorry, guys. It's a very controversial subject. So please share with me your thoughts down below. Let's have a nice civil conversation, because I'm always open to I'm open to every opinion. I have mine, and you're entitled to yours, to each their own. But love to talk to you guys, love to learn from you guys, love talking shop. So I'll see you guys downstairs. And as always, until next time, you guys, take action, make waves. Peace.